from the shadows deep, where the mind and body meet. Every heartbeat pounds like thunder, a call to awaken, no time to wonder. Push the limit, feel the fire, one step closer, climbing higher. Warriors unleashed, breaking chains, chasing dreams, the power's in you. Let it scream, get inspired, stand tall, fight the beast, champions for life, warriors unleashed. Every scar's a story, every drop's a fight, sweat and soul under the light. Strength's not given, it's earned in flames. Through the storm, remember your name. Push the limit, feel the fire, one step closer, climbing higher. Warriors unleashed, breaking chains, chasing dreams, the power's in you. Let it scream, get inspired, stand tall, fight the beast, champions for life, warriors unleashed. Push the limit, feel the fire, one step closer, climbing higher. Warriors unleashed, breaking chains, chasing dreams, the power's in you. Let it scream, get inspired, stand tall, fight the beast, champions for life, warriors unleashed. Warriors unleashed. Warriors unleashed. Warriors unleashed.
Sims Nation, welcome once again to another edition of Warriors Unleashed. Exclusively today on YouTube, as we are having a very special episode today. We are not on our Friday night, which isn't exactly Warriors Unleashed night. We're on Wednesday night, middle of the week. How awesome is that? Michelle Myers, welcome to Warriors Unleashed. Thank you for jumping in on the live chat, saying hello. Love hearing from the Sims Nation, and we have a very, very special guest today. And I don't want to waste too much time introducing anything other than our guests and our topic for today. And so, ladies and gentlemen, let's say hello and welcome to Warriors Unleashed, fellow DDPY Warrior and a previous guest of the Positively Pat Sims show. I give you Angela Dolina. Welcome to the show.
Hi, everybody.
How are we doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to be here.
That's good. That's good. Being excited is always a good thing. And this is the first show that I have ever done in the middle of the week. I've done
honored.
pre-recorded stuff, but I've never done a live show in the middle of the week. So I'm excited. Angela, how has your day been thus far? I'm sure it's been a little bit less hectic than mine.
Yes, for sure. It was a breeze compared to yours.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get into that another time. But we are here and we made it, and I'm very, very happy that we made it here. I'm very excited. And our topic for today is one that I think a lot of people could learn something from today. Like, there's always topics that you get on a health and fitness show or from health and fitness influencers where you can just like scroll on by. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, okay, well, that doesn't really affect me. This doesn't really affect me. But when you're talking about confidence, I think we all either have too much of it or not enough of it. And so when we talk about gaining confidence, I think that's just a really, really huge, huge thing. Now, Angela, when we had you on the show last time, you had just finished doing a bodybuilding competition, and you talked all about that, which was incredible. You want to talk about confidence. I'm wondering, what did it take to get the confidence to do that? And what kind of confidence did it give you going forward after you did it?
I had that phrase, fake it till you make it,
Right.
in my head. And I remember saying on your show last time that instead of being in a fear state and like anticipating it day after day and just like being in this, what if this happens, what if that happens, I took it one time and I focused on what I needed that day. And when I got to the day, I actually wasn't as nervous as I thought I was going to be.
Right.
It.
Yeah, it was really cool. I got to see a lot of the stuff that was shared. There was videos, there was pictures, there was all kinds of stuff. It was really, really neat. Hello to my wife. Thank you for jumping on, my dear. Always good to have you on while you're at work. But if anybody knows, also can feel what happened today with me, that would be my wife. As we were communicating for a while about what was going on. But I'd have to say from my experience when it comes to confidence, it's something that when I was younger, I don't know if I had a confidence problem when I was younger. It was like I played, get to high school, I played football, I played baseball, and I was in the band. I mean, come on.
Wow.
How could you not be confident and choir?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't think I had much of a confidence problem for the most part. I think for me anyway, and I want to get your thoughts on this too, but for me, when it comes to confidence, I think too often in life, it's not so much that we are sabotaging ourselves as much as we're allowing the outside world to sabotage us. Does that make sense? Because like my father played a huge role in bringing my confidence from here to here, and on a very regular basis. And after a while, my confidence just started staying lower and lower and lower over time.
It really makes a difference. Hold on a second. My grandma.
You flashed.
I know.
Your screen flashed at me.
Sorry.
No worries.
I was going to say, it really makes a difference. And I know we can't always, I'm hearing a feedback right now. It's okay. So it's really hard to, like, if you have people that are negative in your life, you can't control that.
Right.
And then you move into a space where you act who you're around, and it makes a huge difference. You've got cheerleaders versus people that are bringing you down. And I did not have that growing up.
Right.
And I think it was all in the outside world. Like I was always thinking of what people thought of me, and I wasn't really being my true self. It's kind of hard to do that when you don't really know who you are until much later. But once I started just focusing on myself and not looking at anybody else's opinion, it changed.
Yeah.
Things changed.
Hey, do me a favor. So are you on your phone or are you on a?
I'm on my phone.
Okay. We're
What do
having
you do?
we're getting a little bit of like choppy audio. So
Okay.
one way we can fix that is I'm not sure if phones do this, but are you able to change your sound to where it's like sound for musicians is on or something like that?
Is that through the, or is it? I'm on an iPhone.
Yeah, should be through the app.
Okay.
I'm just wondering because I think what's happening is the phone is trying to cut out background noise. Like that's
Okay.
what Zoom does naturally. You have to turn that off.
Audio setting.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, I got it.
Okay, that should fix the problem.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, because now it's not going to try to get rid of any sounds it doesn't think shouldn't be there.
Okay.
So, all right. Anyway, here we go. We've already got the chat running wild here. Confidence is tricky, and still a bit of a struggle for me. I'm still working through the idea of confidence not being self-centered. I think that's a good thing we could talk about right now. The idea that the difference between confidence and cocky.
Yeah.
What do you think of when you hear those two?
It's so the difference for me is being authentic. And when you have authenticity, you have a person that's being genuine. And so the ego and the self-centeredness is not into play at all,
Right.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, no.
That's the best way to describe it.
Right. Like you can be confident in your ability and not be cocky. Right? Like you can tell yourself, like someone gives you something to do, someone gives you a project, and you can say like I believe I can do this. That's confidence. It's a form of confidence. Whereas like, well, of course you gave it to me because ain't nobody gonna do this like I can do that. Like that's leaning more into the cocky side of things.
Yeah.
Right. Some other comments we got here. Michelle, not giving a crap about what other people say about you is huge.
Yes.
But I mean, let's be honest. How hard is that?
Well, I had to really cut out a lot of people in my life, and my circle is super, super small, and that took a few years to get here. But it's just like was Dallas saying, show me your friends, and I'll show you where you're gonna be.
Right.
Right.
And not even your friends. I mean, let's take, for example, we're doing an online show right now.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing my show on WANT, the main show, for over 2 years. This is a newer show. The Honest Review show we do is this kind of a newer show. And when I say something people don't agree with, it can get pretty nasty online. And the idea that, how do I not take that personal? How do I not let that affect my confidence to do another show?
Yeah.
Like
It's a lot.
I've figured it out, but because the truth is most people, they're just doing that because it's really like that's who they are. That's how they feel. They're trying to bring you down to their level, and you just have to stay above that.
Right. I like to think of it as a lot of these people, it's kind of like a projection of what's going on in here.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with you. So when you hear that, you're like, oh, no worries.
Yeah.
But it takes time. I mean, it really can affect you if you don't love yourself, you don't have that self-love. And, it doesn't matter what others think. Everybody has different opinions.
Now let's talk about, now you mentioned self-love. I think that's a good another good kind of segue here in terms of what's the difference between being confident in yourself and being cocky, right? Like, where's the line drawn between just looking at yourself and being happy with you, and then getting to this point and going, okay, I'm a narcissist now.
Oh yeah, that is.
Like my wife would probably tell you that I'm probably leaning more towards narcissist because I look in the mirror a lot when I train. And I try to explain, like, I do that because I'm working out muscle groups and I'll flex to see how that muscle's kind of coming along. It's a normal kind of thing. I'm not looking at it going, check me out. You know, I'm hoping I'm doing that and she's going, check you out. But yeah, like, but in all seriousness, how do you know if you maybe are getting to that line and you're going past the point of confidence into that unknown realm?
I mean, if you're a narcissist, it goes much deeper than that, and you're negatively affecting others. Where when you have self-love, it's not selfish, which a lot of people can mistake that.
Right.
But you have to take care of yourself. And for years, I've always been a people pleaser. You know, my family, my friends, my kids. And of course, I have to take care of my kids as a single mom, but I also have to take care of me so that I can take care of them as well.
Right.
So.
All right, here we go. We got more. The chat is going crazy. Having the right people around you. Absolutely. Being honest. Let's see where we got it here. Not giving. Okay, we already did that one. Oh, not giving a crap about what other people think of me has been easier lately. And the last about 2 years now, I've very easily not cared. It's easy when it affects you. Michelle's saying that they're jealous. I mean, of course they're jealous. I mean,
Yes.
it's positively Pat Sims. Misery loves company. Yeah, that's a good one. I do what's right for me. Exactly. Got to jump off for a few. Okay, goodbye. Thank you for jumping on. We'll see you later. But at least we're here. All right, so my that's my wife. I'm saying goodbye. I mean, I'll still be here watching, just can't hear anything for a few.
Oh.
So that gets me, it gets me that view. It gets me the time. Michelle says, we always want to improve ourselves. It's normal. Helping ourselves, then others. I want to kind of touch on that a little bit, because so many people that I've seen within a lot of different communities, I mean, DDPY community, a lot of other health, mental, physical health, fitness communities type of deal. You hear a lot of people talking about they always made time for others and never made time for themselves. I've always kind of wondered how much of that is tied into that lack of confidence that they don't think they're worth giving time to.
Yes.
Like, what do you think
agree.
about that theory?
I agree. And it's also, it's like we self-sabotage each other, like ourselves, I mean.
Right.
So, you see all these people, oh, she made it. She's a big musician. She went viral and look at her life and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it's automatically saying, I can't do that. Well, why not? It's because, if she can do it, why can't I do it? But it's like we've been programmed to believe that the impossible is just, it's not possible.
Right.
But it is.
and the world puts so many asterisks on the end of everything. It's like, you can be successful, but like, oh yeah, Pat, you could have been big if you'd have done this when you were 20. Like, I've heard that a lot. When I a couple years ago, I went out for a tryout because I had been gaining a lot of confidence since dropping the weight back in 2021, and a lot of the things that I've done has put me on a path. And I thought, you know what? I have a lot of talent. I'm going to go out. I'm going to try out for a talent agency. And I went out and I did very well, and they were very happy with it. They thought it was great. They took me into the side room, and they're like, okay, let's get your information. And how old are you? You're 40 what? And immediately just stopped the conversation.
Wow.
Like, because I was over 40, it was like, okay, hold on, time out. And I never heard from him.
Ugh. We can start any time we want.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
And that's something I think a lot of people would have let really crush their confidence.
Yeah.
You know, when someone tells you no and then gives you some ridiculous reason, and if you take it to heart, it can really have a negative effect on you. So it's a really tough thing. And so what I had to do was, when I left there and days went by and weeks went by and I never heard anything from these guys, I had to make up my mind. Was I going to keep putting myself out there to let someone else try to make something happen for me? Or do I try to make something happen for myself? And I was so confident in what I could do and what I brought to the table. I'll never forget. That was the same time. It was probably within a few months that I had then messaged Ken Doers from DDPY, one of the 2022 champs. And I said, Ken, I go, you do this internet radio thing. I'm interested. I'd like to know how to do that. I want to get started. And Ken goes, funny you should ask, because we're starting up a station ourselves. Wendy and I are starting up WANT, and we were going to ask you to be on it.
Oh my gosh! See, I just got goosebumps.
Yeah, it's very cool, and it's been amazing. I've one of the reasons I got so, like, nervous today was I've never missed a Saturday since June of 2023 on WANT.
Wow.
And I don't want that streak to end anytime soon. You know what I mean? So yeah. But that to me is that's confidence. That's not cocky, because if it was cocky, it would have been a lot more brash. But had this happened 5 years prior,
Oh yeah.
that confidence is not there. And so one of my questions I had for you is, let's say you're in that position. Your confidence is down. Your self-image is down, which those two are definitely go hand in hand. What are steps that we can take to start building that confidence up going forward?
So my favorite, especially because I have down days, I'm not always up. My favorite is going for a drive and putting on music, specifically music that's going to lift me up and motivate me.
Yeah.
And repeating these words and these lyrics that are affirmations, they'll get stuck in my head. I mean, I'll be doing something throughout the day and it'll start pouring in my head, and because I've done it so much. And your brain is like a computer. So if you're inputting positive things that you want to accomplish, it can happen because you're programming your brain to think like that.
Right. I was wondering, one of the things that I do every year is I set a bunch of goals for myself. And I try to be, like, I have like 3 sections. I have my realistic goals that I think, like, if I do the work and I put in the time and the effort, I will get there. I've got my I want goals, which are slightly more challenging, that I think if I do the work and a little bit of luck comes my way, I can hit those want goals. And then I'll pick one impossible goal, or at least one goal that people will tell you isn't going to happen, right? And it could be anything. And my frame of mind is that if I work for it and I don't get it, I can't really regret it because I did everything I could to get there. The stars just didn't align for me, right? But if you're not in a good place mentally, I don't think you should be making goals that are unrealistic because you're not ready for the idea that if you don't achieve that goal, it's really not failure, but you're going to view it that way.
Yeah.
You know, like that. It's just, I mean, it might sound a little weird to some people to hear it put that way. I'm not really expressing myself perfectly here, but, you know, I used to make goals back in the day, and then I would fall short by leaps and bounds. And I like the fact you brought up music. I think music is such a great way of letting go. You know, people always, when they're alone, people always feel very comfortable doing the dumbest things to music. And one of the things that I would encourage you guys, if you want to build up your confidence, if you sing in front of other people, dance in front of other people, don't be afraid to do something that is outside of your comfort zone, if that's the case. Like, I can sing in front of anybody. I'll put on music and sing right now. I don't care. That's not an issue for me. My sons, on the other hand, ain't happening. They just, that's far beyond. But if I could get them to do that, I would see that as a victory of helping them overcome, and then you can start to overcome other things. Now, dancing, I'm not a bad dancer, but it's not something I like, oh, you know, check me out. I got moves. Like that's that. But now, Angela, on the other hand, Angela dances to the beat of her own drum.
Yes. There you go.
Now, what made you start doing that for your? You do that for TikTok, right?
TikTok and Instagram.
Instagram, yeah. What popped into your head one day to say, I got an idea?
Well, it kept popping in my head, and I really didn't want to do it, but I knew that it was something I needed to do because I was being led to.
Mm-hmm.
So I started actually right before the bodybuilding competition, like in August of last year. And you could see a difference
Right.
from the beginning till now. Like I I do videos now and I rewatch it and I'm like, that could be considered cringe. But the thing is, I move my body the way the beat's going, and if it inspires somebody else to put themselves out there, then I did my job.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, there's some of them where you're like the human slinky. Like if you just do this. And,
DDPY has helped a lot.
but I tell you what, the one we used for your video, for your little trailer.
That was perfect.
Like that's just
Yes.
that's one video that you did. That's just I just cut up and
That was a
everything.
recent one too.
What? Yeah. Well, because
Yeah.
and also yeah, because the recent ones are much higher quality.
Oh, okay.
The
I didn't know
older
that.
ones, because I have to zoom in so that you don't see all the other stuff around. I'm just trying to get you
Oh, yeah.
dancing. So the other ones, when I zoom in, it was like those old like like, oh, I'm using my Android to shoot this kind of fuzzy. But yeah, no, that one was really, and it was like some of them, the moves were just like pop. I was like, okay, that's
So good.
cut there.
I was not expecting that when I saw that pop up on my screen. I was like, "What?"
Well, and
That
that's
was
and
so
it was so cool because that was a last minute idea that I had, because I always, when I get guests and stuff out, and shows they're a big part of the show, I will go out of my way to find as much as I can of them and create stuff for them and everything. So like Scott French, his video is all pictures of him doing his karate and bike riding and DDPY and all this stuff. And so I'm putting stuff together for you, and I'm like, well, it can't just be the same things because like everything I was finding was like 3 different versions of Roundhouse, 2 or 3 different versions of Black Crow. You got the bodybuilding stuff. You've got the PC pics, and I'm like I need something. I need something different, something unique here. And I'm scrolling through your Instagram, and that's when I came across the video, and I was like, oh, that would be perfect. So in between each picture that tells you information about the show, just have her dancing.
Yeah.
But I can't download a video from there, so I had to screenshot my phone.
Oh, you could have messaged me. I could have sent you the video.
Oh, I was in a rush.
Oh.
Because I remember I was like with Labor Day,
Yeah.
Labor Day was, and then so Tuesday, I'm like, oh my gosh, like the show's tomorrow. I got to get this all together. So I put that video together in like an hour.
Yes.
And that's finding all the stuff, getting all this, and then boom, putting it together.
Pick the craziest week.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's good. It's good. See, I like crazy. And I think that leads into confidence as well. I like crazy because I am a firm believer that when things are real, that's when they are at their best, right? I think the best moments we've ever had on any of my shows are when things are 100% authentic and real, not planned out, not a bunch of yeah, my War of the Worlds things was really cool. I really like that. But when one of the funniest moments we ever had was I was sitting here and my fire alarm went off
Oh my
here
God.
in the apartment
Oh my
during the
gosh.
show. And I'm like freaking out. We had another part where Brian Gray is walking through his entire house trying to find a good internet reception spot, and I'm doing play-by-play. And people are literally messaging me like, this is the funniest thing while we're doing it on the show. It was really funny. So when things get hectic, it's like, well, that's life. Life is hectic. Life doesn't slow down for you. Life doesn't wait for your permission to do what it's going to do. So learning to roll with it and learning to be confident that, yeah, things are going to happen that you don't expect, but you can get through it. You've worked hard to get to this point. And I think that's a big thing. Like when you went on stage for the first time for that competition, you worked for that moment.
Yes.
Right? Everything good that you're experiencing in your life, you're working for those moments. And there's a video that as I was going through, and I thought maybe I can grab one more. I got greedy for a minute. There's one video I want you to tell me about a little bit, and what that video kind of means to you, because you had the biggest grin when you were in this video. You looked super happy. It looked like it was a very important moment, but it was where you and your daughter are interlocking hands.
No.
Right? It's like a balance
Yeah.
thing, like, and you're like squatting down. Tell me about that video and what that meant.
So this was actually at Bethany Beach, beginning of August, and I told my daughter I really want to do this challenge because it kept popping up, and it was having like mother and daughter doing a squat challenge for, I think it was less than a minute. And so I've been doing my squats for a while, so I was like, I think we can do it. And she just kept giggling, so it was making me smile and laugh because she kept talking. And that's what made it. Just having a genuine moment with her.
Now, kids they're a beautiful double-edged sword, because your kids, and I want you to tell me your thoughts on this. Like for me, my kids can be the biggest confidence booster, and then at the same time, they can just look at you Like you'll say something because I'm 44. I'll be 45 in 2.5 weeks, right? So I'll say stuff every now and then, and I'll get this look. Every parent knows that look. It is that utter look of disappointment from your child that you have aged yourself in whatever it is you're saying. You're not the cool dad at that moment, and you're just like, oh, you know. But tell me, like, for you, how has children affected your confidence level and things like that?
Well, they've been my biggest cheerleaders, and they're also very honest and blunt when they need to be. um, Speaking of that, my daughter, I didn't even know this until, I don't know, a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned that I was going to be back on this show, and my youngest, Bella, she said, "Yeah, I watched the show that you did with him before. I watched the whole 2 hours." I was like, "You did?" It just like made my heart like really really sing.
That's
You know,
awesome.
and then on the other spectrum, they'll just be like, um, I don't know, I'll wear something like, you shouldn't wear that, like, something silly like that. I'm like,
Right. Right.
not that
Well,
it matters, but
I don't know. I that's the one thing I think I'm okay on. I don't have a lot of like embarrassing clothes
yeah,
anymore. But my kids don't really have any room to speak on fashion at all. Like my youngest he will not wear pants. Number one.
he likes to wear
He
shorts.
always wears shorts. If it's pants,
Okay,
it's because he has to. It's like
even in the winter. Well, you're
yeah,
in California.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're Southern
Yeah.
We don't have winter here.
Right.
But we are having a summer right now. Yesterday it was 102 when I left work.
Oh my gosh,
That's
it feels like fall here.
yeah.
It's really weird.
Well, the trees are acting like it's fall. It got so hot so quick the trees just gave up and just started dropping leaves everywhere.
Yeah, there's leaves everywhere, and they're turning colors too. It's really weird.
So I like that. I wish my birthday would be like that. Just like welcome to fall. But no, here it'll probably heat up again and then it'll cool off in October, like mid to
Mm.
late October, just in time for Halloween, so I don't sweat like crazy when I wear whatever I wear this year. But yeah, no, it that's really cool. Like I like that. Just to think like what we had like a quarter of the conversation was tattoos.
Right?
I remember that. But that's very cool. That's very cool. That's where those 2 hours of watch time came from, right there. It was
Yes.
that, yeah. But no, it's very very cool. So like obviously, not everybody who's gonna watch this is very confident in
Mhm.
anything in life that they need to do, and we've talked about some things that go for a drive, clear your head, get yourself in a positive frame of mind. But let's get into physical activity
Yes.
and how working out, and we can put nutrition in there too because those two go hand in hand in my
Mhm.
book. How nutrition and workouts can affect your confidence when maybe don't even have any to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, I saw something the other day where depression, if you're depressed, your body is like, the energy in your body is just stagnant.
Mm-hmm.
So you literally need to move. So I would recommend to somebody that's just starting out that doesn't have confidence to start really small and doing a walk,
Yep.
a few times a week, and just doing that. I mean, just checking that off your list is just gonna click something on in your brain that, oh, I accomplished that.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you build from that, you can add more things to it. But I definitely noticed a difference when I stopped eating the fake foods. I mean, my nervous system was in fight or flight for 20 years. And when I started eating clean, I mean, just everything started to woosah. And my heart wasn't beating a billion times a minute for no reason.
Right.
I mean, it's really true. You are what you eat. But
One of the
yeah, we can
things
expand on that.
one of the things that a lot of people did, I remember during the Positively Unstoppable Challenge days, which those are gone. We're doing the Transformation University, and I'm very happy about that. And I've said this before. I'm very happy about that. I'm very thankful of the challenge
Yeah.
and what it did for me. And it's not an issue with DDPY. It is that people will turn things into what they were not intended to be. And
Yeah, that's
that's
good.
and that's what I have to say about it. The challenge was not a competition, and it became a competition, right?
Yeah.
But one of the things that I noticed with a lot of people that went to extremes, and then what happens when you've achieved what you set out to achieve, and you went to extremes to get there, you end up going backwards. You go back. So like as an example, I kept hearing people all the time. Day one, I emptied out my cupboards. Day one, I got rid of all of this, and I got rid of all of this, and I threw out all this. I threw away all this, and my first thought in my head, because I live in Southern California, is, wow, you threw away a lot of money. But I took a page from a friend of mine who, when I was trying to quit smoking many, many years ago, and I've been successful at quitting, but she said to me, when you decide to quit, don't get patches, don't get things to mask and all that stuff. She goes, when you quit, teach yourself discipline. Smoke half the pack, and then quit. And keep that half with you. And fight the urge.
There you go.
And so I kept it in my pocket. I was working security at UPS at the time, and I kept it in my breast pocket. And that was a tough place to quit smoking because half the people there were smokers.
Right.
And then I left it in my car. And eventually I was able to get rid of it. I treated food the same way. I didn't pull everything out of my cupboards. Number one, there's 3 other people in the house. And I'm not forcing everyone to do what I'm doing yet.
Right.
Right? So, and I thought, if there's something I really like in that cupboard that could tempt me, if it's still there, I'm teaching myself discipline going forward. And the DDPY program did the same thing. It taught me discipline, and it taught me that I don't have to go all in at right away, right? I don't have to go no pain, no gain, and do the Black Crow workout on day one. You know, P90X was that way, and I know that because I tried it, and I failed miserably. But with DDPY, it was like, okay, I can't get down there. And he would go, oh, now if you need to modify, okay, now that I can do. I can use a yoga block. Okay, that's what that's for. I had no idea what a yoga block was for. I can do that. All right. I can drop to my knee. Oh, okay. I'm too big to do a normal push-up. I can do them on my knees. Wow, okay. That changed the game. And when you have zero confidence in yourself, like I did, and you want to gain confidence, it has to be baby steps.
Yep.
I believe. You can't expect to change overnight. And so every day, and this is my advice to people that are looking to gain confidence, every day, find something to do better than you did yesterday. One thing. And it doesn't matter what that one thing is. Like if your goal is physical fitness type of stuff, then try to get a little bit deeper into your stretch. Try to do one more push-up than you did the day before. But if it's work, if work is the thing you're trying to do, maybe your job is to make phone calls. Make one more phone call tomorrow than you did today. And you'll feel better. You'll feel more accomplished over time because that's what we want. We're playing the long game.
Right.
We're not running a sprint. We're running a marathon.
Right. And if you start, you know, all in really, really hard, you know, with, I don't know, double black diamond, and then you get frustrated because you can't do all the moves, then you're going to want to quit, and we don't want to do that.
Right. Right. Now there is a now here I want to preface this because if my wife were listening, she would be in the chat right now, and I guarantee you. So if you have a trainer, okay, and this is very important. Sometimes a trainer will push you past where you're capable of going.
Yeah.
Okay. And a lot of times, and in my case, I do it because I'm trying to see where you're at mentally. Because when you have no confidence and someone pushes you past that point, right? Like to your, like at the end of the beginner schedule, I forget which workout you do, but at the end of it, you're doing a workout that you're just not, you didn't know was coming. And it breaks you down a little bit. And when you have no confidence and someone does that, you tend to retreat back in and you're like, see, I told you. Like, I'm not good enough. I'm not this. I'm not. And that's what my wife did that. My wife was always, I'm not this. I can't do that. And so I put her through a lower body workout because that's easy to put somebody over the top with a lower body workout, in my opinion. And she must have had to stop 5 or 6 times during the workout. And I was at work at night, so I'd recorded it. She did it here. She calls me after she got done and just went to town on me. Just laid into me that how dare I do this? And I told you I can't do this. It's too much. This is ridiculous. How dare blah blah. And now I have to think, am I going to respond as her coach or as her husband? Because one of them will stay nice and calm. And that would be,
Especially if you have a video of you, you know, falling or not being able to do that certain position.
right.
And then, I don't know, a few years later, you keep at it, and then you're able to hit that. It's a really good feeling.
Yep. Very much agreed. Michelle has had quite a bit in here. She kind of took over the chat before she had to drop out, though, so I didn't get a chance to say. But I want to thank Michelle for jumping on. But helping ourselves, one of those. You don't ask for help, you will never know. People are sometimes afraid of the truth. If you are, it can happen at any time in your life, young or older. Keep going. You never know who you helped. That's another thing too. Well, that's a big confidence builder. When you are doing something like, so Angela, when you post, I heard a beep.
Yeah, my grandmother's calling again.
I was like, oh no, what now? What? Like, I'm literally sitting here going, what went wrong now? I'm looking, like, I don't know if you saw me go, like, I'm looking around, like, what happened? Like, that totally just threw me off. Oh, so, Angela, so you post things regularly, right?
Yeah.
And there are things that, I mean, this is just me on the outside looking in. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But they appear to me to be things that are positive, inspiring, uplifting, motivating, or educational for you that you want to share with other people. And if you're like me, if you can just touch one person, it's a big deal.
That's my goal. That's my job.
And I'll say there's a lot of stuff you've posted. I don't go on TikTok very much. I actually don't do social media very much because I'm constantly doing something.
Yeah.
And so I use social media to spread what I'm doing, but I don't get much of a chance to actually look at a lot of it. The only one I do, because it is a train wreck and I can't look away, is X.
Oh, I'm never on X.
Yeah, I think I need to get away because it's addicting. Because it's
Yeah.
a cesspool, and like you just get to see like people that like the same thing that still try to destroy each other.
Oh my gosh.
It's crazy. It's the most insane place for me on the internet. But when I do go on, I always make sure to see what you've done, what you've put out there, whether it's a TikTok, Instagram feed, whatever it is. I always try, because you've always got at least one or two gems a day that I can go like I can put that into play.
Yeah.
So that's where I wanted to thank you for that, because what you're doing is really, really cool and I appreciate it.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
Now, another aspect of confidence, because this show is just rolling fast. But another aspect is, I'm trying to think of a way to say this, because so you and I are different in I'm more of a religious type. But I don't think I would put you at religious, but definitely spiritual.
Yes.
Right. So like I sing and lead worship at church. That builds my confidence. I pray, I do those kinds of things and those kinds of things do affect me. And I think if you're using that in a positive way, and that's kind of the problem, a lot of people don't, but if you're using your faith in a positive way, it can truly build your confidence. And I use that then as a worship leader to give that to others. And I create what I call the triangle, right? So how my faith works is God gives me the ability. I use my ability to help someone else connect. So giving us the triangle there. So I'd be interested to know, though, because I've seen a lot of different things that you've shared, how you use your spirituality to affect your confidence and just life in general.
I would just say practicing, going outside and connecting to God. And I meditate, and ideas flow, and when the ideas flow and they won't stop in my head, I know it's something that I need to put out and help people. I get comments all the time like, I needed to hear this just today. Oh my gosh, like I'm in tears right now. This is something I really needed. And knowing that I am helping others it's like my job I'm slowly getting paid for, if that makes sense.
Right? No. I'm not yet.
And I and I'm working hard to gather all those experiences into my book, which it's so close to being done. I've got like 5 more chapters I got to edit and weed out some things, and then I'll probably be self-publishing. But putting my book out, knowing that my experiences, because I know that a lot of people have been through things similar to me, and what I did and what tools I used to gain the confidence that I have to get to where I am today, to have this self-love and to help others, it's just, it feeds my soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand that. Well, I had mentioned, if I can get this to work, hold on. Let me see here. Okay. So I had mentioned doing things kind of outside your comfort zone and things like that. But I want you guys to think also, a lot of people make excuses why they can't do things. And one of them is like, oh, I don't have this. I don't have the ability because I don't have the money. I don't have the equipment, like, oh, I can't work out at home. I don't have fancy dumbbell sets. I don't have weight training equipment. When I first started, I bought a $25 resistance band set.
Right.
That's how I got started. And then
Use what you have.
yeah.
Right.
And then over time, I just started slowly adding to it, allowing me to do more.
Right.
Right. I
too.
bought a adjustable dumbbell set that was on sale on Amazon. I bought a weight bench that was lower mid-range, and it works for what I need. And another thing too is, if there's something you want in life, you can't let those little excuses get in the way, because
Right.
if you're really confident in what you bring to the table, then you can't let those things get in the way. Now, again, I'm not upper middle class. I don't even think I'm middle class. I'm lower middle class. So I have to work with what I got. And we do things like so I'm using an iMac right now, all right? And how many of you, raise your hands, have ever leased something, like a lease to buy? And that's what my iMac is. Right?
Okay.
We got like 90 days if we want to just pay that off, but if we don't, then we have to pay all that interest on it. So it's like, you do what you got to do. If you want to be successful, you've got to do things, and you've got to have the confidence to do it. And if you're the one holding you back, then
Which time it is.
what's that?
Which most of the time we are holding ourselves back.
Right. I mean, people can put their hand out to stop you. There's ways to get around that person.
Right.
Or if you're me, I was a fullback in football. There's ways through that person. And this right here, I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but I want to play this really quickly, because this is what confidence is like. This is a demo that I just did over Labor Day weekend. It is.
Okay.
It is. All right. So this is a song I wrote.
In the shadow of a night so cold, you broke through with a story told. A love so fierce it cannot fade. A light that cuts through every shade. You bring the dawn to the darkest skies, wiping tears from the weeping eyes. A peace that whispers through the storm. In your embrace my heart is warm. Oh Jesus, you're the light of the world.
So there you go. There's just a little taste. So that was just I have off to the side here is a microphone that's about 20, almost 20 years old. It's a studio mic that they still sell to this day. If you go online, you can still find. It's an Audio Technica 2020. They still sell the microphone. That's how good they were. I have that over here, and I basically I sat here, I set everything up, and then I would get up, record a line, come back. Get up, record, come back. Get up, record, come back. And it was just like one take. Everything was one take. And then get back, and then work on it. Get back, one take. So the goal is that I know that that's okay, right? I know that I can do better, and I know that when I do the final cut of all the albums that I'm currently working on, it's going to be great, and I'm going to be very proud to put them out there. And there are people that can do exactly what I just did, but they refuse because they don't think what they have is good enough, whether it's talent, equipment, whatever the case may be. If that person's in those shoes and they came to you and you said, you really should do something with with this. And they said, I can't. What's your response to that?
I would say you can. You can use what you have, and the only person holding you back is you.
Right.
Do you really want this?
There it is. How bad do you want it?
Exactly.
Right. I'm sure the first time doing a competition, any kind of body competition, I don't think that was on your list of things to do. Right. That you had to
thrown at me.
Right. But even so, you had to learn, or you had to want it eventually. Otherwise, why do it?
Yeah. I wanted to prove it to myself that, I really had done all the work, and I want to show myself that I have gotten past my fears, and I can be in a room full of people and I don't know these people, and go on stage. And I did.
Now, what if someone says to you, okay, but I mean, who am I? Like, kind of now you've shown them, like, well, yeah, you can do this.
Right.
But then they keep working on bringing themselves down, which I've seen a lot.
Everybody is special. It's just that you don't believe that you're special.
Right.
And you have to practice telling yourself that. And when I started out, I wasn't doing all of the healing work inside. I was doing something small, like putting post-it notes. I love myself. Today is a great day. Like simple affirmations that just start going through my head. It takes practice, and it does not happen overnight.
No. It's a very long process to change the story you've been telling yourself. And the older you get, the harder that process becomes, because you just get more stubborn, more set in your ways. Again, I kind of think back, if I had made better choices in life, I mean, I wouldn't be where I am today. So I don't regret the decisions I made in life. But if I'd have made better decisions, it would have been easier to continue to create good habits and tell myself the right things. But instead, I went the other way. And by the time I'm 40, and now I need to start changing my life, or I decide to start changing my life, it's extraordinarily difficult to change those bad habits. And to this day, it's very, very hard for me to not lose my temper when I shouldn't, because when you're down and you're depressed and you're self-loathing, you tend to take it out on other people. And I don't want to do that anymore. So that's something I'm very much working on. If I'm going somewhere where there's mostly food that I can't eat, I have to show self-control. And all I want to do is just go to town. So
I have to eat like beforehand if I know I can't eat the things there. And if I have like I go through spots where I'm feeling down too, and I'll snap. I'm not perfect.
Right.
But when I feel like it's stirring up inside of me, I just start jumping, dancing, moving your body, getting all that crap off of you, and it can make a difference. You'll feel different. Just move your body.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when I get upset, if I'm in a bad mood or I've had a stressful day like today, number one, like you said, do something positive. This show, this is doing these shows. It's as much therapy for me as it is for anybody watching it. And then I'll train. And I train twice a day, 6 days a week. And I'll do weight training first, and then I'll take a break. Usually it's about an hour, hour and a half. And then I do a DDPY workout for an hour after that. And
That's amazing.
It's the best way that I've ever had of dealing with the stress of life, because now I'm taking it out on weights. I'm taking it
Right.
out on a mat. I'm not taking it out on a person. I'm definitely not taking it out on myself.
Right.
Because again, that's probably the thing that I can warn people about the most. The more you take things out on yourself, the more you project them to those around you.
Exactly.
You think, oh, no, it's not affecting them. It's just affecting, I'm just mad at me. But meanwhile, you're snapping at people. You're saying things without thinking that you regret later on. And that's what I was doing. And it got to a point where I was so down about who I was and I didn't like me so much. I just thought everybody'd just be better off if I just won here. Right? That's getting pretty low. And it's a long road to gain confidence back enough to where that thought is now gone. And now it is gone. I know better, right? When you first started doing the DDPY program, how long ago was that?
2020.
You started.
I got out of the hospital and I was super depressed and I started in bed.
Oh, you started with the bed flex stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I did the bed workouts for 8 months. And this is as I was gaining weight from the medications.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't start the beginner program because I think I started the beginner program about November. And that's when I decided to do everything at once and start clean eating and going holistic.
And how has that been for you in terms of like, how did your body react when you change things up like that? Because your body's used to crap, and your body adjusts to crap. So when you change it, I don't know about you. Like for me, my body kind of freaked out for a while.
Oh yeah, I had like the headaches from, wanting the sugars and stuff like that. I was so like swollen and inflamed from all the medication, and I was numb where I had no creativity. Like I felt like I was a zombie.
Mm-hmm.
And so slowly it was almost like my light started to spark and I started getting ideas, and then I jumped into the Positively Unstoppable Challenge in 2021. And even then, I'm like, it seems like lifetimes ago that year.
Yeah, that was my year.
Yeah.
That was the year I came out of nowhere. But I
We're glad
think
you did.
I started seeing your stuff. I don't think I started seeing you till like 2023.
Yeah, I started on TikTok summer of 2022. So, I mean, videos are actually popping up. Like TikTok has a feature on this day, and I have videos from 2022 showing up, and it's like wildly different how I speak in the camera. But, that's another thing that I like to bring up. If you're healing and you're going through stuff, speaking into the camera, I mean, the amount of times that I watched my own videos, it was therapeutic for me.
Mm-hmm.
And also it was helping others, and we would, I would get their experiences and put things into practice that people said that worked for them. And TikTok it really helped me heal.
Kind of along the same vein as that, another kind of suggestion that I would give to people is sit down. You can either write it or you can speak it into a camera, like you said, and give yourself a message. Talk to your future self.
Yeah.
Tell your future self how proud you are of them. Tell them all the good things that you would like to hear from your past self. And then also, on top of that, do a second one. And I want you to talk to who you used to be.
Yeah.
That's something we don't do enough, is acknowledge. We talk about this on, I've talked about this on my main show a lot, and we've already talked about it on this show a couple of times because it's that important. We don't acknowledge who we were.
Yeah.
And take those steps that we need to say, you know what? I made a mistake here. You know what? That was the old me. People always say, oh, well, no, you can't let go of the past because the past made you who you are. Okay. Doesn't mean I have to live in it, does it?
No.
I don't have to dwell on the past. I don't have to constantly be reminded of the past. I would like to live for today with the promise of tomorrow, even though there's no promises for tomorrow. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, you want to enjoy the day that you get today, the gift that is today.
Living in the present. That's why it's called the present.
Right.
It's a gift.
It's a gift. Yeah. That's another song I wrote that I called it Living in the Now.
Yeah, there you go.
Live in the now. Don't look behind. Right. It's not that you can't recognize that you've made mistakes, but don't let that burden you.
Right.
Acknowledge and take that step to move forward, because you've got a future ahead of you.
Right.
Make the best of it.
So many people are living in the past in their heads too, and there's so much beauty being in the present moment, and it's hard to just sit and not have 1,000 thoughts and memories pop up and like, oh, I should have done this in this situation.
Right.
But it's almost like you're being tapped on the shoulder, like you need to address this, you need to heal this so that something won't remind you of that anger and you don't lash that anger out onto somebody else. Inner peace it's a lot of work, but it's very worth it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, very much so. And that's another good thing that you can do, because you just when you said inner peace, like I'm a father of 2 children, so every time I hear inner peace, all I can hear is Shifu from Kung Fu Panda. Right? Where he's constantly inner peace. But the truth is you've got to take time to just be.
Yes.
Breathe. Just the simplest thing in life, to just sit and be and breathe and live in your own head, unfortunately, or try to empty your head, which is a lot easier for a guy. We can actually, my wife's like, that's not fair. Guys can actually, when they ask me, like, what are you thinking about? And the guy goes, nothing. We're not lying. We're actually, stupid fly. We're actually not thinking about anything. Like, I can watch a movie and just 100% be watching the movie. But my wife will watch a movie and she's trying to think, where did I see that actress from? Where did I see that actor from? What else is this person in? Wait, what happened over here? Why is that person doing this? I bet that guy's going to die. Like, it's just a constant stream of consciousness where I'm just like, heh. So, but good times. All right, well, we have booked through over an hour and 15 minutes already. So we got to start wrapping up here because I got dinner to make.
Okay.
No, that's right about where we want to keep Warriors unleashed. We spend 4 hours every Saturday on the Positively Pat Sim show. I think we can give them slightly less for our other programs. We also have honest reviews. That's about an hour long for each one of those. We've done Superman, not very well rated by me. We've We even did the Fit for TV, the reality of The Biggest Loser, also not very well reviewed by me. But ones that were well reviewed, The Exorcist, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Jaws, and I liked Fantastic Four. I will say that. But
Fantastic Four too.
did you see Superman?
No.
No. Okay. I was gonna ask what you thought, but we might tick off a bunch of people.
Well, my cousin just gave me her Disney Plus password, and so I was going through all the Fantastic Four movies, but I didn't know the new one's not on there. It's in theaters, right?
Yeah, no, it'll be on in a little bit, but yeah, not yet. But
I'll have to watch it.
Superman's available on digital if you want to rent or buy it.
You didn't like it, okay?
I will say this: I liked it slightly better the second time around.
Okay.
When I already knew I didn't like it, and then I watched it, it wasn't as bad, but it was still bad for me. I like when things are taken a little bit more seriously and treated with a little bit more of that awe. Like superheroes are they're larger than life.
Right.
I want to see Superman and be like, oh wow. Like when I see Henry Cavill as Superman, I'm like, wow, that's Superman. Not so much. I mean, and I've even got him right over here. I've got the David Corn Sweat version of Superman right off to the side of me here. But just didn't care. A lot of Marvel movies are that way too. A lot of the newer Marvel movies, they got too heavy into the humor, and I just don't have that awe and wonder that I got like the first time I saw Iron Man, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, I didn't like the sequels.
Yeah, no.
They didn't work for me.
No. And but anyway, guys, before we close things out, there's a little business I got to take care of. We're not technically sponsored, but I like these guys. I promised them I'd say something on my shows because they provide some amazing things. And if you're looking for some of the best seasonings and hot sauces out there, if you love to cook and you want to build that confidence in cooking, you need the right ingredients, folks. And so just go to let's see, let me get that in the camera there. Focus. There we go. GetRedbeards.com. GetRedbeards on Instagram. And if you put in Makes It Better as the promo code, you can get 10% off your next order. We see them every year at the Orange County Fair down here. And we get steak seasonings. They have a everything else seasoning that I just used for our pork that we're going to be having tonight. And they have multiple different hot sauces. I get their most spiciest. I know I said that wrong. My grammar was terrible. But I get the spiciest hot sauce they have. And the best thing about it is they do not sacrifice flavor for heat. That's super important to me. I'll take heat all day, but if it tastes crappy, I won't touch it. This stuff is absolutely delicious, all of it. And right here on YouTube and on WANT, you will find multiple Positively Pat Sims shows, including Warriors Unleashed, Honest Reviews, and, of course, our main show every Saturday morning, the Positively Pat Sims show, and they're all live. No pre-tape stuff unless it has to be. Like my birthday in 2.5 weeks. That will be a pre-taped show because I got a lot to do before we party. So, and also get on over to positivelypatsims.printful.me. First 100 orders from our store get a very special gift from me personally, Positively Pat Sims. We got a lot of cool stuff, and we're going to be adding Warriors Unleashed products this week. So I know there's only 2 more days left in the week. So keep a lookout. It's on the way. All right, guys. I want to thank Angela Dolina for being on the show. Thank you so much. It's great. I'm so glad we didn't have to postpone.
Me too.
Yeah. And it's always great catching up with you. Always great talking to you. I can't wait to do it again. And do you have any final words for our Sims Nation?
Keep killing it. You can become the best version of yourself, but you gotta believe in you.
You heard it here. All right, guys, we're going to sign out the way we always do on Warriors Unleashed, and that is that we want you to get inspired, whether it was by us on this show today, whether it's from your children, from a friend, from some other social media influencer. I don't care where you get it from. Get inspired today so that you can be an inspiration. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time right here on Warriors Unleashed. So long, everybody.
The lights are dim, but the room still hums with the echoes of laughter and the moments we spun. Every honest word is like a stone in a stream. It rippled, it lingered, it shaped our dream. And if you ever wonder where I'll be, look to the screen, I'll be there, you'll see. Goodbye to the faces that stayed in the glow. Goodbye to the voices I always know. This isn't an end, just a bend in the road. Goodbye for now, my friends, my show. The cameras rolled and the stories grew. Each review a mirror of me and you. Through coffee stains and late night calls, we built a world behind these walls. And if you ever wonder where I'll be, look to the screen, I'll be there, you'll see. Goodbye to the faces that stayed in the glow. Goodbye to the voices I'll always know. This isn't an end, just a bend in the road. Goodbye for now, my friends, my show. The tape may stop, but the reel still spins. Every honest word, a place we've been. This goodbye's a whisper, not a shout. Just know you've been what it's all about. And if you ever wonder where I'll be, look to the screen,